All right, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Thumb to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar, Thumb Bashim, Yahweh Shah, to our sisters. What I said to the brothers was Most High, in the name of Yahweh Shah, which is Christ's real name, bless you. And what I said to the sisters is Most High, and watch over you in the name of Christ. All right. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any so-called Hebrew Israelite group. It is not the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It is not the truth. All right. This is the home of the truth, established in 1969. So anything after that is the damn replica. All right. If you want the real McCoy, this is where you find it. I am Preaching Officer I.S.U.P.K, Officer 1000 in I.S.U.P.K out here in Florida. If you're in the Florida area and you would like to be a part of the school, reach out to the I.S.U.P.K. You can call the number 561 600 8875 to get in contact with a camp leader near you. All right. So make sure you get that, call that number if you're trying to get in all black, become a trooper, and all that. All right. Now this is the Lashuan Kodash class. In this class, we study the Hebrew language, the ancient Hebrew language. You understand? We go into these biblical records and we study the words that were originally written in Hebrew and Greek. Like, all right. This language, known as the Hebrew, is what the Bible was originally written in. It wasn't written in English, contrary to popular belief, I guess. The English language didn't exist until the 5th century AD. All right. The English language didn't come around until the 5th century AD. So therefore, it could not have existed during the book of Genesis or during the book of Deuteronomy. You understand? That language did not exist then. I don't know if people are under the misunderstanding that English been around for that long, but it hasn't. All right. Shalom, Tinker. Go to Christ, sis. All right. So, if you're familiar with history, before there was an English language, there was Hebrew, there was Greek, all right, there was Latin, German even. You understand? This book just so happened to be the Bible, just so happened to be written in Hebrew. Right here. All right. This is what's called the Tanakh. This is the Tanakh means law in Hebrew. If you didn't know, that's what Tanakh means. All right. That's what it represents. This is the book of the law. So, that being said, if you have any questions, Shalom, Trooper Aman Bayah. What's going on? Matuwaka. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I will also be putting the link to the StreamYard in the chat. All right, the link to the StreamYard is now in the chat. So if you want to jump in, ask your questions live, partake in the class. Today we're going to be going over the books in the Hebrew. So if we go into the Tanakh, once again, I don't know if y'all, let me know if y'all can see this. But if you read at the top, usually it tells you what book you're reading in at the top of the page. I want to get closer. All right, there you go. You should see it now, right? The book of Judges. And right here, you'll see they wrote that name in Hebrew. This is the English translation of this word right here. Shapatyam. Shaphat in Hebrew is judges. All right, that's what the word Shaphat means judge. Shaphat makes it plural, meaning judges, more than one judge. All right, so we want to go over the words of each book in the Tanakh, starting in the Old Testament. Again, if you got any questions, definitely drop them in the comments. And sign in. Make sure you're making your sign-ins with class. About to drop that link in the comments as well. You can find a Tanakh, if nowhere else, you can get one on Amazon. You can get one on Amazon. You can also go to Barnes and Noble. Any religious bookstore should have them. But like I said, Amazon, you can find anything. Amazon, Walmart, maybe. Really anywhere. Just look for Tanakh. 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 Type that in, you should be able to find it. You understand? And just look for one that has the English and Hebrew language written in it. There's one side for the Hebrew, and then there's another side for the English translation. All right. So when we read every Saturday for the Sabbath service, we'll read it in Hebrew first, and then we'll read it in the English. All right. This is a good way to compare the Hebrew to the English to know if they even line up, if they match up. All right. Because you can go and find these words in the dictionary. You can find these words in a Hebrew dictionary, a Bible dictionary, a concordance, whatever. You can go and look up these words that they that they've written in Hebrew. Take that word, go to the Bible, whatever dictionary or concordance you're using, look that word up in that dictionary, and find the translation. And you'll see that it will line up with the English translation as best as possible. Because of course, what King James did, who was the king, who is the king that authorized the translation of the Bible, all he did was hire transcribers or it's like translators who knew the uh, Hebrew language and the Greek language to translate the Hebrew and Greek writings into English as best as possible. The thing that you'll find out is that the Hebrew language did not include a lot of filler words, like grammatical words that English has today. Today, English has a lot of words like and then they, or things like like you'll see like words like I don't know, just the way that English is set up, right? This is the land that yet remaineth. Like Hebrew isn't going to say all that. Instead, it will say something like this the land remain. You know what I'm saying? Or remaineth. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. But with the English language, in order to understand that, you have to add more words to that. But the Hebrew just makes it plain. You know what I'm saying? By Yah, Sapar, house of books. You get what I'm saying? But that's just how simple it is. So if you got any, well, hold on, let me see. We got more questions. What's the spelling again? Tanakh. Here, look. All right. Maria Jan said, anyone looking for a job? Wait, hold on. Anyone looking for a job can do from home. We need Amazon. Man, damn, boy, y'all be on it, nigga. You mentioned Amazon and the bots come running. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, man, that's crazy. Bots coming running. Any more questions, y'all type them in the chat. We're gonna start putting our language up here, our alphabet rather, up on the board as we usually do every class. Trigger words. Amazon. Amazon is a trigger word now. You can't even say Amazon. All right. And slight shameless plug, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for scrolls, right? Now, I don't have mine just yet, but I plan on getting a Hebrew scroll with the ancient Hebrew written in it, with all the prayers from Captain Katazai. All right, if you want a Hebrew scroll, Captain Katazai has a business called King Scrolls. All right, so you get with him if you want your scrolls. Right now, as of now, they come in these little handheld scrolls that you can, they come with a box and all that. Pull out the box, open it up, and you read it in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? I think right now he has the Lord's Prayer, and he's working on more different prayers. So definitely get with Captain Kazazak for one of those scrolls. I'm definitely gonna get one. I don't have it right now though. But yeah, it's written in this language right here. These are the alphabets you'll see. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, ta. All right? That's our alphabet. It's our alphabet. All right? It's not anyone else's but ours. Okay? And you should take pride in having your own alphabet because we are the only people who don't have their own language and their own alphabet. Little do you know we do. And this is it right here. Bunch of ahs and bahs and gahs and ha's. You understand? That's what our language consists of, contrary to everybody else's belief. All right. This is not Yiddish. All right. This isn't the Jewish language. This is the Israelites' language. This is the language we speak, the language we know. Everybody else on the face of the earth have their own language. The Africans, the Chinese, Japanese. The Chinese and Japanese have separate languages. They don't even speak the same language. They don't even speak Korean. Like the Koreans have a different language. All right. I believe the North Koreans' language is different from the South Koreans' language. Southern Africans have a different language than Western Africans. And the Egyptian language is different. And there's hundreds of thousands of different languages just in the continent of Africa alone. They all have their own language. All right. The Germans have their own language. The Russians have their own language. What do you call them? The Spaniards have their own language. The French have their own language. All right. America has its own language. Everybody has a language, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Black people in America get taught English by their slave masters. Hispanic people in the Americas get taught Spanish by the Spaniards, who were their slave masters. The Haitians get taught French by their slave masters, who were the French. You understand? The West Indians, the Benjamites, they get taught in English by the British colonies. They get taught that English. We don't have our own language and culture because we have been in slavery. So why would you not want to take your culture back? Why would you not want to take your language? We don't have our own culture or religion either. The so-called West Indians were not Rastafarian until the East Indians came over to the islands. Those so-called East Indians gave them Rastafarianism. It really gave them smoking weed and dreadlocks. Dreadlocks, contrary to popular belief, probably contrary to your belief, but dreadlocks are not black culture. They are East Indian culture. All right, they're used to worship their god Shiva. Smoking weed is not our culture. You understand? West Indians weren't Rastafarian until the Ethiopians influenced them. They got that from an Ethiopian who has thousands of gods and thousands of languages. All right, these are not our languages, nor neither are these our cultures. Demon Slayer said, like a rapper, when he calls a gun a gat, that's wordplay. That's rap, right? Yes, yes. And guess what? The Bible is written in wordplay and rap. King David was one of the greatest rappers alive. Believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you read the book of Psalms, the word Psalms means song. All right, we'll go into that. That's what the topic is about. It's about going over these words, learning their Hebrew meanings, and all of that. All right, so we'll go into that. But all of these, the Psalms were all songs written by David, and he got bars for David. You understand? That's how the entire Bible is written. In the Bible, it calls a house a crib. Who else calls a house a crib besides blacks and Hispanics? You know what I'm saying? You be like, I'm going to the crib. What does that mean? I'm going home. I'm not going to go lay inside of a baby's bed. I'm going home. That's the crib. You understand? All of these metaphors and similes are written all throughout the Bible because that's how black people speak. You understand? So when you start to look at this book right here through the lens of a black man instead of through the lens of a religious man or an oppressor, you'll start to see how the Bible comes alive. Right now, the Bible is dead to you because you're looking at it through the eyes of the dead. All right? Demon Slayer said, Luke 8 and 10. So he said, you have been given knowledge about the secrets of the kingdom of God, but to others, they are not. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I don't think those are the exact words, but kind. You know what I'm saying? To us are given the knowledge of the Bible. Paraphrase. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have this knowledge because everybody don't think the same. But we have been so far removed from our culture and heritage that we don't even understand the Bible. When all you gotta do is say, hey, look, this is a black man's book. I gotta read it like a black man. Okay, well, when it says crib, I know in my mind I think of a house. When it says bread, in my mind I think of money. You understand? You got to think like that when you're reading the Bible because it's written by you. Can't think like your oppressor who thinks everything is so literal. I say, oh, what's going on? I'm chilling. Oh, it's cold in here? Oh, I didn't know it was cold. Let me turn the AC down. Like, nah, that's not what I mean. I mean, I'm cool. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to turn down. No, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to think of it like a black man's book. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that girl bad. She's bad. Like, what did she do? What was so bad about it? Like, nah, man, I mean, she looked good. Was she bad or is she good? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it through a black lens. So, with that being said, this is the black language. You understand? This is Negro language. This is how Negroes speak. Congratulations, you found it. You found out the the Negro language. American language, English is not Negro language. All right? English is not the Negro language. This is. All right, so with that being said, right, first, what I want to do before I run out of time is go over a few key words, right? Let me get my little book. few key words you'll find in like our prayers, right? The first one is going to be why. Well, never mind. Let me get a different marker. All right. First word, why. That's not even that much better. Why panya. Ha kodam. All right. Not better. Wa panya ha kodam. Does anyone know what that means? If anybody's watching, tell me what, without, if you got it in your notes, then that's why. But without looking it up, who can tell me what Wapanya Hakudan? Who knows? If you don't know, you can say you don't know. But if you do know, I would like for you to tell me, give it your best shot at least. What Wapanya Hakudan? Break it down as well. If we know what Wa is, if we know what Ha is, I'm saying maybe you don't know what Wa is. Maybe you don't know what Ha is. But if you know, give it your best shot and tell me what this means. We say it every Saturday for the Sabbath service, and whenever we pray, we say this. Whenever we pray together, this is what is being said. Wapanya Hakudam. As a matter of fact, I'll write another one as well. Wapanya Hakudam and Aimadum. Before we say Wapanya Hakudam, we say Aimadum. Okay? Alright. First we'll say Aimadum, then we'll say Wapanya Ha Kodam. Does anyone know what that means? I'm waiting on you in the chat. And also, if you are watching live, join us live in StreamYard. Hit the StreamYard link and jump in. Give your real time reaction. No one yet? All right, no sweat. I'm gonna give it to you. What panya hakudam? We break it down. Iwa means and. All right. When we say and, because we're following this. This is the first order. All right. This is the first order. Imad, yum. Imad is a verb. All right. So this is a verb that means stand or stance. Stand or stance. And yum makes it plural. So this is to everyone. This is to multiple people. This is a verb being said to multiple people. Stand, like y'all stand, and the punya means face. Okay? It means face or front. It can also be used for front, but not front like beginning. Right? Not front like beginning, because beginning is hold up, let me get my notes because it just slipped my mind. The word beginning is the word that's used for Genesis. Okay? which is Bara'ashya. All right, Bara'ashya is the beginning. This word, front, meaning in front of, right? Like facing, like right before your face. Or you can also say before, right? Panya can be before you, okay? So face, your face, and face, ha, which is a preposition. Both of these are preposition words. Ha, preposition word, okay? Which means the. All right, let me see who guessed it. Anybody? The is ha. Kodam is east. All right. Kodam is east. And then you have, well, let me just deal with this first, right? So what? So we would say Imadium, which is stand. Imadium is everyone stand. Wapanya Kodam and face the east. That's what we say before we pray. Why do we say that? Because it's our culture to face the east when we pray. Why are we facing the east? Because if you're standing in America, Israel or Jerusalem is eastward of here. So we'll face this way. You say if you were in the school building, that way would be east towards Jerusalem. The Bible tells us to stand and pray toward the temple, which is in Jerusalem. And if you're in America, then that temple is eastward of here. You understand? Now, if you're in South America, you might have to face, northeastward. You understand? Just to face the temple. But, in the spirit of it is just face the temple. You know what I'm saying? So if you're facing eastward, then you in the right spirit. Let's say you in South Africa, for instance. You might want to face north. You know what I'm saying? You might want to face northward or more north than east. You might want to face northeastward only because of where you are geographically. If you're in China, you want to face westward. Why? Because you're facing Jerusalem. All right? So if you're on the east of Jerusalem, then you want to face west. If you're on the west of Jerusalem, then you want to face east because you want to face the temple. So what would west be? We have Kodam. West would be Yum Yum. We got Kodam and we got Yum Yum. All right. Kodam is east. Yum Yum is west. So if you wanted to say, if you were in Asia, right? If you're somewhere in Asia, you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian living in Asia, living in Tokyo, living in Japan somewhere, something like that. You live in Russia. You know what I'm saying? There are Israelites in Russia. If you happen to be an Israelite in Russia, you're going to face west. So you would say, Imadyam Wapanya Ha Yum Yum. Just to face the west. Again, the spirit is facing the temple that is in Jerusalem. So wherever you are, you want to find which way is toward the temple and pray that way. Mm-hmm. Bear with me. Tazak 1 is north. Okay? Tazak 1 is north. Wapanya ha Tazak 1, meaning north. Okay, so if you're south of Jerusalem, you're going to say Wapanya, wait, Imadium Wapanya ha Tazak 1. That means north. All right? And then for south, Nagab. Nagab is Hebrew for south. So you got your east, west, north, and south. Kodam is east, Yum Yum is west, Tazakwan is north, and Nagab is south. Kodam, Yum Yum, Tazakwan, Nagab. East, west, north, and south. Okay? These are directions. Yeah, I write them in Hebrew as well, so you get the language. Ya, ma, ya, ma. Yum, yum. West. Taza, pa, wa, na. Tazak, one. Na, ga, ba. Na, ga. Kwa, da, ma. Kwa, dam. Okay? These are the directions, north, south, east, and west. All right? So make sure you have that in your notes. All right? And make sure you share this video. Share this to all platforms everywhere so that everyone can learn their language. All right? directions, man. Kodum, Yum Yum, Tazapwan, Naga. Let's turn the AC on real quick. Shit. Everyone should have that in their notes by now. Mm-hmm. Here's another word that people, might get confused on, only because we we've adapted so much to the English language that when we start to read the Hebrew language, it can create a miscommunication of a word. You know what I'm saying? Because of our accents, because of our, you know, time in America, our time learning the English language kind of affected our learning of the Hebrew language. So sometimes these words might get constricted. You know what I'm saying? It'll cause some confusion when we say them out loud. All right. But for just for education's sake and for edification purposes, I'll write the actual word up on the board. And let's say you have an accent. Let's say you say a word, but because of your accent, it comes out weird, and that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like in the book, in the Apocrypha, I believe. No, I don't think it was the Apocrypha. It was actually in the book of Judges, I believe. The Benjamites were warring with the Ephraimites, and the only way they could tell apart that like the Ephraimites apart from other tribes, of course, we all had the same type of skin tones. You know what I'm saying? Some Benjamites are light skinned, some Benjamites are dark as hell. Same with Ephraim. Some Ephraimites are dark skinned and some Ephraimites are light skinned. If you don't know what I'm talking about the Puerto Ricans and today they would be called the so-called Puerto Ricans and the so-called West Indians, so-called Caribbean. You understand? Well, they all come in all different shades of colors. You got some that are super dark, and you got some that are super light. All right. The only way that they were able to tell the difference at that time was by their accent. You understand? So they would tell them, "Hey, say this word." All right. And I think it was Habala or Shabala, something like that. I gotta look it up. I always forget what the word was, but they were told to say a specific word, and based on their accent, the way they pronounce that word, they would know, oh yeah, this is Ephraimite. You know what I'm saying? That happens because of where we've lived, how long we've learned a different culture or a different language or a different slang. You know what I'm saying? That happens amongst Spanish speaking tribes who speak Spanish today. You know what I mean? Their Spanishes are different, they have different pronunciation, different slang. Well, what a so-called Mexican would say in Spanish might not be what a so-called Puerto Rican would say in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And they both speak the same language, but they have different dialects, they have different slang words, they got different cultures, you understand, within that language. And it's the same way with Hebrew. You know what I mean? So if you have like a language, like a certain accent, like a lot of Haitians, so-called Haitians, pronounce their R's with like a W sound. You understand? And it's not a knock to the so-called Haitian people, Levites. You understand? And we all have our different languages. Benjamites, we say instead of pronouncing the th as th, we say tuh. You understand? So for instance, Tawada instead to a Benjamite would be Tawada. You understand? Although it's not spelled T T-H-A-W-A-D-A-H. It's spelled T-H-A-W, I mean D-A-W-A-H. Okay? But because of our different accents, we might pronounce it weird. So this word is yum. All right? Ma ta. Okay? Yad yum mata. And as we know, yum again makes it plural. This is what is known as a suffix in English. In English, you would call this a suffix. We're going to call it a subject pronoun or a possessive pronoun, or it could be an adjective pronoun. You understand? Based on whatever this word is. If this is a noun, then it's an adjective pronoun. If it's a verb, it's a possessive pronoun. Okay? Who's doing that verb? Whose noun? Who does this noun belong to? The yad is a noun in this instance. Yad, noun, means hand. But now, because we have this possessive pronoun added to this noun, hand becomes plural, which is hand. Okay? Mata means down. All right? Like a downward motion. Yad yum mata. Hands, which is the yum, right? And yum makes it hands instead of a singular hand. So both hands, hands down. Yad yum mata. I got priest and officer Sharatazah in the comments. Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Asher. Priest and officer 1000 of the I.S.U.P.K. Good to have you in the class. All right, and just for you, just for you, I'm gonna put this word up on the board. I'm gonna put this next word up on the board just for you. Hold on 1 second. And he already know what verse, what word I'm talking about too. I know you do. My tree. Hold on 1 second. Salaki. All right. Yeah. So Ra Tazaka is the word. Ra Tazaka. All right. Here's another preposition. Another possessive pronoun. All right. This possessive pronoun means you or your. Rataza is will. You understand? Or your or want. Okay? Rataza means will or want. So what are we saying? Rataza ka means your will. You understand? Or your want. Oh yeah, true, but yeah. God, trooper Aman Bayat. I hear you though. It's just an accent. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not your. It's not. Listen, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay. Yeah, you already. You already know. Rata Zakah, man. Your will, your wants. All right. That's what I'm saying. It's again. This is another thing where accents may constrict the way that it's pronounced. Not a problem. Just know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the problem. A lot of words can be mistaken for other words in Hebrew. It's a good one. Shabbat. All right. The word Shabbat is spelled Shabbat and Tha. Shabbat. It means Sabbath. Rest. Okay? Shabbat means rest, but sometimes it's confused with Shabbat. And like Amon Bayat said, he by nature pronounces the TH as a T. So he might say Shabbat, but he means Shabbat. That's just a Benjamin thing, man. Like that's what happens. But you have to understand this Shabbat has a different meaning than Shabbat. Shabbat means tribe, branch, i.e., race. Okay? Family is another word. Sha, ba, and ta. Two different words, two different spellings. All right? So your accent can get in the way of this. And again, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? As long as, you know what I'm saying, like, Ephraimite might come and speak to you in Hebrew and say, Yom Shabbat, today is the Sabbath, or Yom HaShabbat. You understand? Now, if you respond, or if you say to that Ephraimite, Yom HaShabbat, he might think you saying today is the tribe, but because of context, because he knows what the context is, if you're talking about a day, we know that a Sabbath is a day. A tribe is not a day. A branch is a race, a family is not a day. So based on that context, he knows okay, he means Shabbat. Right? I hear Shabbat, and I know he means Shabbat because he's talking about a day. Yom meaning day, and Shabbat Even though he's saying Shabbat, he's meaning Sabbath, the day of rest. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. We slightly running out of time. All right. So those are just a few keywords that you might need help with. So make sure you got those in your notes. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the words up on the board for each Bible, for each Bible book. Okay. The first, of course, is Genesis. Barashya. Barashya is in the beginning. Barashya. Okay. Ra'ashya is beginning. Ba is in. Okay. That's our preposition. The ba. Ba. So it's ba. Ra'ash. But ba. Ra'ash. Ya. Ba. Ra'ash. Ya. Okay. Genesis. And then we have the book of Exodus. Shamwa. Shamwa means name. Okay? Name. So the book of Exodus means, well, the book of Exodus is called Shamwa in the Hebrew. It means name. Shama wa da. Shamwa. Okay? All right? The Sham is name. And the wa makes this Hebrew. Makes this plural. Okay? The wa here makes this plural. So instead of yum, right, it's wa. Okay? Shamwa. Feminine. All right, next, we have the book of Numbers. I'm sorry, Leviticus, not Numbers. Leviticus. wa ya wa a, or yeah, wa ya wa a, which means and he called. Wa, like wa ya wa ra a. All right, wa is a preposition, and so is ya. Okay, wa. Now we have two prepositions, wa and ya. Wa here means and ya here means he. Quara is to call. This is a verb. All right. Quara meaning call. And he called. Wa ya quara. That's Leviticus. Let me know if y'all are getting it and y'all not confused. Because I know I'm only using one marker, and that could be kind of confusing. So someone let me know if they understand it, or I'll use another marker. Yeah, I'll just do it anyway. Let me write this back over here. Genesis in the beginning. All right. Exodus is named. Leviticus is and he called. Next we have the book of Numbers. All right. Ba ma the bar, which means in the wilderness. Ba is our preposition. Ma the bar is the root word. Ma the bar meaning wilderness. Ba ma the bar. Okay. Ba ma the bar. Deuteronomy. Here's a fun one. I like Deuteronomy because here's what it means. The volume It's so true to what is, what is written there. And so is numbers. You know what I'm saying? If you go back, you'll understand why these names exist. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand why these books are called this, especially Deuteronomy. Here's what Deuteronomy is. Okay? Deuteronomy is the bargain. What does the bargain mean? Same. Okay? Same. Deuteronomy means same. Or words. You can look at it as words, but it's more meaningful as sayings. Why? Because Deuteronomy is full of sayings. You know what I'm saying? Full of sayings that could help save your life. Deuteronomy, the bargain, saying. The, ba, ra, yum, ya, and ma. The, bar, yum. The bar is our verb. Saying, say, speak. Okay? Yum makes it plural and now becomes saying or words instead of just words. Right? You know what I mean? So we got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, all have meanings. All right, these aren't just words that someone said, hey, you just name it this. You just name it that. You know what I'm saying? These words have meaning. Next, right, we got the book of Judges. I'm sorry, Joshua. Joshua, which means salvation. Who knows what salvation means? Or what's the Hebrew word about salvation, I should say? Yahawashai. All right? Christ is not the first Yahawashai. Believe it or not. All right? Joshua is also a translation of the word Yahawashai, not Jesus. Then wrap your head around that. Jesus is not is not an English translation of Yahushua. You understand? But Joshua is also not Hebrew. So it wouldn't be Yahshua or Yeshua, but instead it would be Yahushua. Why? Because it's spelled with a Yah, a Ha, a Wa, a Sha, and a I. Not Yeshua. You will only get Yeshua if you are Yiddish speaking. If you're a Yiddish speaking Israelite, then you'll say Yeshua. But that's not what Yeshua, that doesn't even spell Yeshua. It's a Yah, a Ha, a Wa, and then a Shah, and then a I. So in order to say Yeshua, you have to have you can keep the Ha here, but it will be Yah, Ha, and then a Shah. And then the Jewish man will put the Wa here to make it U. That's something, now I'm teaching you Yiddish too. He would only put the Y here. He would only put the Y after the Shah to make it U. Yeshu. And then Not a I, but a. Okay? So So even by that logic, it wouldn't be Yeshua, it would be Yahushua, if you want to call it that. But that's not what we learning in here is real Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. And the only way to say this word, translate this word, it will be Yahushua, which means salvation. All right. Next, Judges, like we just went over. Book of Judges means, well, Judges. Is Shapat Yom. Okay? Shapat Yom. Shapat, oh, wow. Shapat Yom. Yom makes it plural. Shapat is judge. The Yom makes it judges. Okay? First and second Samuel. Shama all. Shama all means heard of the Lord. All right, Samuel was heard of the Lord. Now, you have Shamuel 1 and Shamuel 2. Now, here's how you would write that. Shama wa and la is Shama wa all. But the 1 and the 2 would be and ba. Okay? You got and ba. Why is it and ba? Is the first character in our alphabet, right? Let's go over here real quick. If you can't really see it. All right, we'll just keep it up on the board. As you see right here, is the first character of the alphabet. Ba is the second. In the Tanakh, what you'll see is they use the characters of the alphabet as numbers, so to speak. Right? So you'll see Shama wa all which will be First Samuel or Samuel 1, and then you'll see Shama wa all ba is Samuel 2 or Second Samuel. All right, same thing with Second Kings, Second Chronicles, all that. You know what I'm saying? They use the characters of the alphabet to count. And it goes the same way with every character up until 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yah is 10. Ata or Ta, I think it's Ta and would be 11. I'm sorry, Yah and would be 11. Okay, Yah and Ba would be 12. Yah and God was 13, Yah and Da 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You just add these, you just add each one of these characters to after the Yah. Then when you get to 20, you use Ka. Ka is 20. Then you go from Ka back to A. Ka 21. Ka Ba 22. Ka Ga 23. Until you get to 30, which is La. And it keeps going that way. You see that in your Tanakh as you go through the chapters. You saying the further and further you get through these chapters, the further you'll get on this chart. Okay. So that being said, moving on. Next, we have the book of Kings, I believe, right? Everyone should know what the book of Kings is. You got First and Second Kings. And we say this word all the time, so that's why I say everyone should know what First and Second Kings translates to. All right. Malachium. All right, Malachium means king. Okay? Kings plural. That's a Ma, Allah, a Ka, and a Ya and a Ma. Right? The Yum makes it plural. We have Malak, Yum, kings, and then we'll add A for the first one and Ba for the second. So it will be Malakim Ba, Malakim A, and a Malakim Ba. Good. All right. Next we have Isaiah. Isaiah means God has saved, or Yahweh has saved. Yah Shai Yah. Yeshaya, right? Which is God has saved. All right. Which is also similar to Yahweh. Okay. Yeshaya is similar to Yahweh. Yahweh is salvation or saved, being saved, right? Yeshaya is God has saved. All right. Next we have all right. Next is the book of Jeremiah. All right. Yaramaya. Okay. Which is appointed by God. Yaramaya. Appointed by God. Mm. All right. Next we have First and Second Chronicles, which means words of the day. Word of the day. the bar, excuse me, the barya, yum, yum. All right, remember the yum yum from before. Like it. The barya, yum, yum. All right, the barya is word of the day. Wait a second. Word of the day. All right, the bar is word. Yeah, is actually a possessive pronoun meaning, or select, yeah, um, object pronoun meaning my. So my word of the day, word of day. Okay, the barya, yum yum. Okay. Next we have Ezra, the book of Ezra, right? Ezra means help. And the Hebrew word for it is Izabar, Izara. Right? Izara, help. Izara, help. Okay. Ezra. Next is Nehemiah. Which is Nakamaya. Nakamaya. Okay. Which means the Lord comfort. right? Na, ka, ma, ya. Na, ka, ma, ya. Na, ka, ma, ya. Na, ka, ma, ya means the Lord comfort. Okay? And with that, man, we're going to wrap up this class. Matter of fact, I think I could do, I did say I was going to do songs, so I'm probably do 2 more. Yeah, I'll do 2 more. All right, so everybody has this down on the board, hopefully. And I'll do 2 more just to get the song. It's likely I skipped some because they weren't in the Tanakh. I was looking in the Tanakh and going by the Tanakh, but I forgot that these are not in the Tanakh. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Psalms, Job, they're not in the Tanakh. So I skipped those by mistake. I apologize. All right, next we have the book of Job. All right. Job is I.S.U.P.K. All right, I.S.U.P.K means hated. I.S.U.P.K hated. All right, and then lastly, before we head out, maybe I could do a few more. Yeah, I'll do 2. I'll do 4 more. 3 more. All right, Job song. All right, or songs. Uh, y'all, yum. All right, y'all, yum. Song means praises or song. All right. Now, this the root word for it would be hello. Sakayolium is praises or songs or song. All right, next, proverb. Next is proverb. Mashalia. Mashalia. It means proverb as well. You can say my proverb. The root word is mashal. I should have put that there. Ma shaw. Yeah. Shaw. Yeah. Okay. Yah makes it possessive. Okay. And the last word we'll do Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is Quahalah. Quahalah. All right. Quahalah means the teacher. All right. So there you have it. These are the Hebrew words for the Bible name, the name of the Bible books, or the books of the Bible. You understand? All right, YAHANNA is the teacher. All right, so with that, I'm gonna salute everybody out. The water for joining in class. You understand? We'll be here next week, same time, same place. Find us on Facebook at I.S.U.P.K Florida. You know what I'm saying? As well as YouTube, I.S.U.P.K Florida. And basically anywhere that social media exists, you'll find us at I.S.U.P.K Florida or No Cowards Florida. All right? With that, man, shalom to all the brothers. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Brakathum. And to all the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water for being here. See y'all tomorrow for the Sabbath service. We'll read some of these books. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we'll be reading in the book of Samuel? First Samuel, I believe, yeah. First Samuel. Shemawa Allah. Shemawa Allah Ba. No, Shemawa Allah Ah. So we're still in First Samuel. All right, so we'll continue to read in First Samuel tomorrow. And then next week we'll be back here to do the Lashawan Kudas class. Of course, we got classes Monday through Friday and the Sabbath service on Saturday. So tune in every day of the week between 7 and 9. And on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be right here in the building, holding it down with priest and officer in the shock. All right, so shalom.